the new type of content that is getting buyers on LinkedIn. Look, things are shaking up on LinkedIn right now, and I'm going to dive into all of this and show you what you should be publishing to actually get buyers now, because it's a whole different ballgame. So for a quick update, I'm actually filming this from a coffee shop here in Beirut, Lebanon. So little life update for you there. But either way, let's dive right in. First things first here is, what is the change that is happening on LinkedIn right now, right? Let's take a look. If you go on LinkedIn, we're seeing all the same kind of content. And no disrespect to anybody here. This is totally fine. Maybe they don't know. It's all good. I'm just showing you what I'm observing. So if you look at this post here, just randomly on my newsfeed, right? There's a hook. Would you take a shortcut if it's promised the same result? And then there's kind of like a longer post writing. It's usually like either a story or something. And then they finish it off with kind of like a tie at the end. And this is just being repeated, right? You're seeing this everywhere you go. These longer written posts, right? And this one here, what does it actually mean to be a present dad, right? And then these longer posts. Now, it's not that these posts are terrible, but it's just when everyone is doing the same kind of content, you don't really stand out. Like when I look at all this content here, I'm looking at the same thing: how to build a demand engine that fills your pipeline, right? Then boom. And to be honest, the reason this is happening is because of ChatGPT. ChatGPT has kind of figured it out that, oh, this is the new style of content, or this is the style of content that people want to be creating, and it's just oversaturated. But there is now a new style of content, right? Now, here's the thing. Before I even tell you what this new style of content is, you need to understand that we are currently in a trust recession on LinkedIn, right? People don't just throw money anymore and say like, oh, hey, yeah, I'll buy this just because it sounds cool. They want to know who you are. Remember, I'm going to show you something right now, actually. So this is a document from my coaching program, right? There's 3 phases your buyer has to go through before they make a purchasing decision with you. First, they have to become aware of you, right? They need to understand who you are as a person. They need to like you. They need to trust you. Once they like and trust you as a human being, right? Who you are, what you stand for, then they're more open to understanding your way of thinking, your methodology, what you're trying to actually help people with. And then it leads to the purchasing of the services. Do not ever mix this up, right? Don't overeducate in your content, because people won't listen. I always say this to my clients. I say, look, if some random guy came to you on the street and said, Tesla stock is going to triple tomorrow if you invest all your money into it, go and do that, you probably wouldn't listen. You'd be like, no, it's ridiculous. I don't know who this person is. And let's say you woke up the next morning and they were right. You still wouldn't be worried. You'd be like, well, I didn't know who that person was. I'm not going to take advice from a stranger, right? Same thing on LinkedIn. So you have to get people to trust you, right? The trust recession is real. And if you can get people to trust you, you can get them to buy from you very quickly, right? So I'm going to show you the new style of content that's working. Here it is. It's called status update content. It's almost like Instagram stories brought to LinkedIn, right? Instead of always having some thought-provoking post, which is not necessary anymore, give people an update on what's going on in your life, but do it in a very short way. Let the picture do the heavy lifting. So look at this one here. Day 1 in Dubai. Took this little guy to see the Burj Khalifa. Just me and my nephew, right? This post is getting a decent amount of engagement. Now, I'll tell you straight up, I'm not going to get people saying, oh, let me buy from you from this post alone. But what it does is it deepens the connection between me and my buyers. They look at me and they're like, oh, I got tons of messages. Every sales call I was taking. Hey, how's Dubai going? Oh, awesome. I'm so glad you're there. That's awesome. You know, people, there's so many parallels and connections that are happening simply from posts like this. I'm going to show you a couple more examples. Here's another one from my first day. Celebrating Labor Day from Dubai. A friend invited me to attend a mastermind event this week in the UAE. Couldn't say no. Learning from 8 to 9 figure entrepreneurs in the online world is well worth the 12-hour flight. Enjoy your day. P.S. It's over 45 degrees Celsius, 100 Fahrenheit here. Again, me in the shot. You see what I'm saying? Updates. And there's tons of examples here. Took my nephew to the CNE, right? Now, what this does, right? What this does is it builds the connection so that when you do have a lead magnet, when you do have a training, when you do want to actually take people to the next step of the funnel, as you should be doing, they are way more receptive. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. Oh, take a look. So right after these update posts, I made an actual call to action post. I said, I replaced my employee with ChatGPT. True story. I was looking for hire a content manager. someone to handle my content that converts my posts into buyers. After interviewing 5 to 10 people, I went with ChatGPT. I trained it to evaluate my content like a content marketing expert. Now it rates every post I publish, evaluates what's working and what's not working, generates new ideas for future posts based on my data. Most people use ChatGPT like a glorified search. I've trained it to be my content manager. And the best part, I recorded the entire process. I filmed a training on how to turn ChatGPT into your content assistant that brings buyers. To watch it, comment ChatGPT and I'll send it to you personally. Now look at this. 40 comments. ChatGPT. Look at this. Let me keep going here. ChatGPT, ChatGPT, ChatGPT. Just got to keep loading it. ChatGPT, ChatGPT. Do you see this? Why? This is no coincidence that I have all these people requesting my lead magnets and actually moving to the middle of the funnel, right? Remember what I was showing you earlier, right? Where was that? Here, right? Now they get nurtured by me. The reason so many more people are requesting this stuff from me is because I would nurture them the right way, right? It's no longer always a thought leader. They're looking at this and they're thinking, yeah, like, okay, I like this guy, or I hope they like me. There's some level of trust established. They see what's going on in my life. They know I have a nephew. Now, when I start putting out these call to actions, they're way more receptive. And what ends up happening from there? They watch the training video. Certain percentage of them end up booking calls, converting, turning into new paying clients. All of this is happening because I've set the system up correctly, right? And this is what I want you to go out and do the same, right? I'm not saying that every single post needs to be a status update. In fact, that would probably detriment you. But a good chunk of your posts moving forward need to be these status updates, right? Tell them what's going on. Now, you don't need to have a lot of things going on. I'm not in Dubai every day. I'm not always, taking my nephew to different places, but I do give updates. And it's these updates that get people connecting with me. Even if I was going for a coffee, even if I was, going for a walk, just something, update people on what's going on. Believe me, there's something you can always update people on. And then make sure the rest of your system is set up, right? This is very important, right? What I'm helping you with right now is one piece of the equation, which is getting your buyers aware of you, getting your buyers to like you, and getting your buyers to trust you. You need to make sure that you have a good middle of funnel to nurture them so they trust the way you think, they trust the way that you want to help them and can help them, and then make sure you have a good conversion system so that you're booking a healthy amount of calls and you're turning those calls into actual paying clients and collecting cash from those clients. Once you have the entire system running, that's when you hit those 20, 30K months on the regular, right? That's all it is. So look, like I said, what I just went over today was one piece of the equation. Go set that up, run with it. But do not forget that there are a lot more things to implement. So what I'm saying right now is that I am bringing on 5 more new clients into my coaching program. I've updated my brand new coaching program for all the new LinkedIn algorithm changes. So you can even see it right here. This is it, the LinkedIn Sales Mastery Program. I want you to even see lesson 1 here. Internet's loading a bit slow. Hopefully you can see this. Yeah, right here. Exact instructions to succeed in this program. How to do this program in 2025. So look, long story short, the goal of this program is very simple. You get to work with me one-on-one. You get to work with me in a group setting. And the entire goal of this program is that I sit down with you and I build your business with you to a $20,000 to $30,000 per month level, adding an extra $20,000 to $30,000 on top of what you're already doing. Because I do offer one-on-one, I limit the amount of clients I work with. And if you know me, when I work with a client, I get them results. I sit down with them. I work with them until the very end. So if that sounds like something you want to do right now and you're ready and you're thinking, okay, now is the time, because September to December is the highest purchasing season of online services. Like right now, your buyers are activated and they're going to be even more activated during this month, October, November, December. Huge opportunity for you to capitalize right now, get your business off the ground. So with that being said, I'm only bringing on 5. So if you want to speak with me, again, no obligation whatsoever. I can still sit on the call with you, map out a game plan, have everything going for you. Either way, all you need to do is book a call with me. So there should be a button right here above me. And maybe right here, you'll see it right above me that says to schedule a one-on-one call with Sarim. Click on that. What we're going to do on this call is map out a game plan of what you need to do from the months of September to December to add an extra $20,000 to $30,000 per month. And if I feel I can help you even more, I'll tell you about my coaching program, how we can get started. So please book that call now before it gets filled up. I'm only taking 5 calls. And I look forward to seeing your success and seeing you soon. Again, last chance, book that call before it fills up. If the link doesn't work for whatever reason, it's probably because I filled up spots, just so you know. All right. Talk to you later. See ya. Bye.